Hello, this is Darren Muller for thelistener.org. I'm putting together a story about the last of the butcher shops open in Sligo Town. At one time there would have been 15, 16 shops in the centre of the town, and now there's actually only two. I'm standing in front of Monaghan's, which is actually a shop that's still open. It's run by a gentleman of advancing age, and as you can see, there's no meat on display in the shop anymore. At one time there would have been at least 15 shops, butcher shops, open in Sligo Town, and these days there's three, as far as I know. What's interesting about this story and sparked my interest was trying to get unusual cuts of meat. I went to the local supermarket here, and they told me that many of their products actually come from far away. I was even told, in fact, that their chicken breast came from Afghanistan. So this surprised me, and I began to investigate the story of butchers and supermarkets in the local area here. This is a festival weekend for Sligo Town. It's expected that the population of the town is going to grow over the weekend. When I was talking to the butchers over the last few days, I was asking them about if they could tell me about the differences that they've noticed in their customers, and apart from the fact that they said Sligo Town is actually a small place, Sligo Town is a small place, so when there is an increase or a difference in the population, it's very noticeable, and the current immigrant crisis, quote unquote, that's being referenced in the newspapers, can be felt here in Sligo Town, at least to the extent that they say that, for example, the cuts of meat that they're asked for are different than they would have been traditionally asked for. They made reference to being asked for oxtail. Actually, they were telling me that these days, for the last 10 years or so, butchers are not allowed to carry the carcass of the animal inside the building, and sometimes then other cultures will ask for cuts of meat that don't ever even end up inside the butcher shop. The biggest complaint they have as commercial practitioners, per se, would be that they're consumers who pay attention to meat and how to prepare it and cut it and so on would be over 50. They said the younger generation don't seem to care about it. They're either too busy. If butchers don't provide convenient food, they don't buy it. Initially when I approached the butcher, I was looking for pork fat to make pastry with, and that's when our discussion began, that they weren't allowed to prepare meat the way they used to, and pork fat they actually have to pay to have it removed. And they used to be able to sell it, and now there'd be no market for it. They said that when I came in looking for it, that I was the first person in years that had asked for it. I had also asked for chicken giblets to make stock. They said no, they weren't allowed to sell it anymore.
Stuff is so expensive, the Irish product is so expensive. And we have it here, and a lot of butcher shops will tell you. You can go around to even the Clarks, and I'm talking to Keith. A puppy is not just for Christmas. We have people that you don't see until the first week of December. Oh, hello, how are you? Have you a turkey book from last year? Can I get the same turkey? Because the turkeys that are sold here in Ireland, in 99% of butcher shops, are Irish free-range turkeys. The ones that are sold in the supermarkets are not. But it won't be sometimes that you have to listen to a customer the amount of bullshit that they're asking for ability, right, and your knowledge. And they're going home and putting it into one of these top state-of-the-art ovens and not giving the meat any tender loving care. And they tell you then they couldn't eat it. Yes, there will be cases where an animal gets a bruise when it's young that you don't see. Meat.
It's a mixture of them not being taught from young about the value of meat.
Oh!
And the cooking practices are different.
Plus, people are a lot more about their diet. People are watching what they're eating, you know. A lot of people will tell you, oh, red meat will cause cancer. Yeah, because they've got caught with the cheaper one in the supermarkets.
The conclusion of this report is that indeed in this town butchers are a dying breed, although their service is still required. They've been totally taken over by the supermarkets. At least from the butchers that I spoke to, their work is labour intensive, and the culture of the butcher and the butcher services. In the course of this report, I educated myself about the work that butchers do, and if you have any interest in cooking, I definitely think if there's a local butcher nearby, get to know them. They're going to help you improve your cooking.